What's good with your social media? What's good with you? What's happening? I'm trying to see if this thing working online. Let me make sure. Before we start struggle streaming, let me find out something right fast. Hold on. Let me try to make sure everything working out right. Yep, you know what? I think we good. I think we good. So, for everybody that I'm chopping up with, man, y'all already know what it's looking like. Basically, the title says everything. I'm finna let y'all know about what's happening with the Jeep and the Redboy crosses. This is just my personal opinion now. This is just my personal opinion. Now don't shoot the messenger now. Don't shoot the messenger. This just how I feel. This just how your boy feel. What's up with your new dog, man? What's good with you, baby? I see you on here on Instagram, man. I'm chopping it up with y'all. Y'all know what this is, man. So basically, let me go ahead and start. Let me start this off by sitting telling you off top. This your boy Nick Love and the K9 Proceeds. And since I'm back out here today, I'm finna chop it up with you about how the starter kits of the Bulldogs is exactly who they are. Specifically the Jeep Red Boy Bulldogs. Now this just in my opinion. In my opinion, I feel like those dogs are the type of dog that could be made for any and everybody. That's just my personal opinion. You take it how you want. It don't take no type of intelligence to understand it, to understand them type of dogs. No type of intelligence. You can just get it and move from there. They don't need no type of worker hands. Yeah. Pretty much them dogs don't need no type of worker hands to help them out if they already ain't a good dog on as is. So from where I'm coming from today in this stream, I plan on letting y'all know about not every single one, but most of the Jeep Red Boy dogs. Not any specific ones now. Not no specific ones. I am not finna sit and specifically talk about Tab or Tramp or nothing like that. I'm not gonna mention nothing like that specifically. But what I am gonna talk about is the dogs coming down from them that people do use. Now the people use those for their program, cause let me see here. Cause you can see like my whole thing, I guess you can say my fuss or gripe is based off the individuals who hop on these dog. It's based off the individuals that hop in the dog game randomly, and all they know is the Jeep Red Boy dogs. That's all they know. They know the game dog, and they know a durable dog. Now, it's nothing wrong with that, but that's all that they've been taught. What they've been taught is just game dogs, specifically is Red Boy dogs. Durable dog is specifically Jeep bred dogs. Now, the situation a lot of people been taught is literally they just don't know. So they pretend to know everything because that particular bloodline, it makes another novice person think that they know what they talking about. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever come across somebody like that? What's up with you, Martinez? So they able to skate off with the unintelligence of the public that they trying to pretty much interact with to escape as if they know what they speaking about and they really don't. It don't take no effort to get you a Jeep dog. It don't take no effort to get you a Red Boy dog. History has shown that those animals put together make the complete package dogs. You want a Red Boy dog? That's a dog that's finna be running. That's a dog that can breathe underwater. You want your Jeep dog? Most of those dogs are specifically made to be durable animals. Put them dogs together, you have the complete package. You have the complete and utter package that it ain't gonna be too many people that can pretty much that don't know what they doing that can hang with those type of animals because they come out ready made. They almost like they like Legos, but the Legos for the level one, that's what those dogs is like. Now, don't get it twisted. Them dogs actually are very good animals off top. Like them dogs are good animals. What's up with you, Wacky? Those dogs are good animals from the jump in anybody's hands. They're they're the perfect machine in the hands of an expert. But in the hands of a novice, they'll make someone else who doesn't know anything about the dogs, they'll make you think that them individuals know what they doing. They can fool you. They can fool you. So I'm not here to talk about specifically the tab dogs or the tramp dogs. I'm here to talk about those breedings as a collective because those dogs pretty much made other namesakes. Like the Red Boy dog himself was what he was from the 70s, and Jeep was what he was from like the late 70s, early 80s. That's pretty much what those animals were. But in the process of them animals being what they are, they wind up making other programs better because some one a few programs was lacking things left and right. And if you wind up putting those animals in your program, you wind up gaining whatever you didn't know you lost, or you wind up gaining a loss that you was looking to get back from. Me personally, I'm not a Redboy fan at all, at all. I'm not even really a Jeep fan. Really, I'm mostly an Eli dog just because I like those animals because they take some tinkering to get an understanding for. They take tinkering to get an understanding. You gotta really put some effort into trying to tweak them the best you can because having just a one-off animal, you realize that you're kind of missing something. So you gotta play around with the insides of what you already have if you want to stay there. Now, don't get it twisted. A Redboy enhancement into any type of bloodline will help it. A Jeep enhancement to any type of bloodline is going to help it regardless. I just most likely steer clear from those because those animals didn't give me exactly what I was wanting. Like some of the Jeep dogs, honestly, they was ugly. Little heavy mouths almost, little long jowls. I didn't like their look all the time. Not all of them, just some of them. Some of the more famous ones, like let's say, to me personally, Tab was an ugly dog. Weirdo was definitely an ugly dog. But those individual dogs made good. They made good animals. Like look at Blackjack, look at Weirdjack. Weirdjack kind of funny looking too. But just look at those animals, and you can tell that this particular Jeep, when it was crossed, specifically, let's put the Jeep with the let's put Weirdjack. That's pretty much the Jeep the Rascal Blood, which is an Eli dog. They wound up sticking the Rascal over the Jeep Blood, which is pretty much the Kobe Eli dog. But they wound up putting him over some Rascal Blood, which wound up tightening the dogs and make them a little bit more missile like looking. I liked how those looked. I still wouldn't want it personally, even though I still dabble with some of that in my program. I was able to notice that the animals that was coming from a specific type of Redboy blood, that particular blood would really take over the gene pool. And I mean, it would really take over the gene pool a whole lot, which always made me want to shy from it because they was lacking something that I wasn't really trying to chase or try to fix every single time. Even though they wind up giving you something that you may or may not have had, this particular bloodline of Redboy, which is not even a famous name of bloodline, I think I can find it. It's not even a famous piece of bloodline that's out there. It's just a Redboy that an individual wound up having. He ended up utilizing it very well, and in the process of utilizing it, we was able to see how those dogs took over a whole breeding program. And I mean took it over. They took away all the good things from this particular program that people was running, which made it to where I wanted to steer clear from what that was. Now, matter of fact, let's do a little screen share. So let me pull up a screen share right fast so we can see what we're looking like. Hold on. Let me see right here. There we go. Now, this right here is Redboy. This right here himself is Redboy himself. Hold on, let's see what my man Honey Bunch talking about. Let me pull this up right fast, cause I don't want to miss what nobody's speaking of. I feel it real rough and do it all through Tab Haymaker Stonewall, the Jeep Blood. That's what my man Honey Bunch say. He like this stuff right here. There's nothing wrong with it. I like it too. What other people got. I like how other people utilize that because it look good when they know what they doing. I'm just used to seeing a lot of rookies that came in and they're not here no more, but they wind up looking very damn good with those Jeep Redboy dogs. Now the Stonewall dogs a little bit different because of they was more of the Honey Bunch type stuff, but I like that individual. I like those dogs. I like those dogs how other people had. I know a couple people who still kind of run a little bit of it right now. But I understand. I do understand. The Tab stuff made a big name. The Tramp stuff made the Tab made a big name to Tramp, even though they're little mates. But I understood why people was flocking to them dogs. They was easy to do. They was pretty much like a coloring book, like a child's coloring book. All you gotta do is stand in lines. And the line was just a circle. It didn't have lines on the inside. That's how I seen the Jeep Redboy dogs. Hold on, let me see what my man Martinez talking about. Let me feel you here. In my opinion, if someone has a random family or bloodline, they really can be an expert on the line. Correct. Martinez, you damn right. If you ain't ran a family of bloodline, you can't be an expert. You can be knowledgeable, but you can't be an expert. Good looking at that. If everybody trying to figure out what I'm doing, I'm getting a couple of inboxes. I'm actually streaming on YouTube and Instagram. So if you're on Instagram and you want to see me on YouTube, you can do that. But if not, we all good. See, look at my man there, the Honey Bunch man. I have my best and top dog in Mansfield if you coming. Uh, I'll be there. I'll be there because I'm coming to do video work and I want to see a couple of animals as well. But let me go and put this back together. This right here what we dealing with. What I do? Yeah, this right here what we dealing with on the screen right here. This is Redboy. This is a dog that was made in the 70s. This dog made his name in the 70s. He was born in the 70s. Now look, think about this here. From the 70s, what did I do? Yeah, from the 70s to the 2023, this particular dog is still prevalent to today. Now, if we take another look up here, that's Jeep. That's a dog that was born in the 70s. Both of these dogs from the 70s, and they are still prevalent today. Today, exactly today, in 2023. People are still utilizing these animals in 2023 right now. Now, if we sit and play around it, because I like pedigrees. I like pedigrees a whole lot. I know about dealing with pedigrees before I was even paying attention to the dogs. So let's go in here. We can see a couple of what it is. But before we do, hold on. Before we do, let me go on here. See this here? This is Finley Bow. That's his daddy. Honey Bunch. That's his daddy. Now, this particular dog, Finley Bow, this is a Kobe dog. This is pretty much a Kobe dog, and I've seen those dogs, firsthand. I've seen them dogs firsthand. I like them dogs a whole damn lot. Have you ever seen a original Kobe dog? Have you ever seen an original Kobe dog? Those those how can I put this here? An original working Kobe dog, in my opinion, those are they're indestructible. Those animals are completely indestructible. I've seen them firsthand do a lot of work. I seen them firsthand do a lot of work when I was younger, man. Those are some really indestructible dogs. If they brought the best, it's nothing gonna handle them animals. But let's go ahead and put this together. No, this is a Kobe dog. Line him up over a Eli dog. This is pretty much an Eli dog. People forget that this dog has Eli in him. This Jeep, I don't consider him an Eli dog at all. I really don't. I consider him to be just himself. I consider Jeep to be just himself. But then when we turn around and put up the Redboy dog, you look at the Redboy. If this pedigree is correct, because we all know it's a little bit shaky with this. If his pedigree correct, he's a Kobe dog as well. He's a Kobe dog as well. And when you stick both of these animals together, you end up getting what you have, which is the Jeep Redboy line of dogs. And people don't pay attention to how the pedigrees line up, which I do. I understand why they're working so well, but what makes them even more better than what people notice is that those animals were able to evolve into anybody's program. So let's say somebody wanted a red boy dog. Hold on, let me go and put this together. Hold on. Let me see if I can get this together. Let me put this together. Hold on, people. Let me see something. I think I messed up. Hold on, people. Hold on. Here we go. Now we back in it, man. I wound up messing up a little bit, but I'm finna try to put this back. But either way it go, when you look at Jeep, you look at the breeding they wound up making off this dog. We ain't worried about him being bred to every damn thing. We ain't worried nothing about that. We just gonna look at what he's put together. And pretty much when they bred Jeep to Tabby Girl, let's look at her. This is Marlowe's Tabby Girl, and this is the line bred Jeep dog. Even though the daddy no double bred on, this is pretty much line bred Jeep dog. This is these are what made the most famous animals kind of currently right now. This right here, Dog Tab, no his little mate brother, no Tramp. Them was some ugly ass dogs. I'm not gonna lie. There was some ugly dogs. I wasn't a big fan of how they look. But But you can sit and look at, those animals made the best of what it was, and people wind up making good dogs down from them. People end up making a whole lot of good dogs down from them. What's up, man? Can you hear me? Hold on, let me see something. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear me now? Hello?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Can you hold on? Keep it quiet. I'm gonna put you in. I'm gonna put you in right fast. Just go and listen up. Here we go. Now, basically, pretty much the dog type
Hello?
is the dog that I like the
Yeah, there we go.
yeah, the dog type is what was like the whole
Yeah,
time,
yeah,
and he was the one that made a lot of good stuff. He made a whole lot of good animals based off of pretty much his breeding, which is the Jeep Redboy dog. People don't pay attention to the type of pedigrees it was, but whenever they put that pretty much super combo together of an animal, they end up making an animal who could function for anybody, And since they could function for anybody, they wind up making you think that they know what they're doing, even though anyone who had an understanding of the dogs knew for a fact that those people are just fly by nights. I like seeing those individuals because I want to see how good that dog is. Even though I wouldn't dabble with a Jeep Red Boy dog at all, I like seeing those animals because those animals work in anybody's hands. They work in anybody's hands. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and put this together. Let me see if I can run this back right fast. When those dogs are made at the best they can be made, everything messing up. That's fine. We go ahead and get you. Here we go. When those dogs are made at the best that they can be made, nobody can handle them animals. Those are very good animals. They work solo by themselves without no help. And the people who can help, everybody call when I'm on the phone. I'm not even on the phone. Yeah. And the people who can help, they figured it out. It's a lot of big names that y'all follow right now who, when I was noticing them, they didn't really know what they was doing. When I was looking at their pedigrees and I was looking at the animals they was having, that they was selling off to the public, I could tell that they had no idea what they was doing. And also, I was young. I didn't know what they was doing either. But I could, for me being younger than them and observing them, I could tell they don't really know what they doing at all. Hindsight is 2020. I can see right now that it was a lot of good animals that came through a lot of people's hands, bred like that, that that was just awesome animals. Even though they was in the hands of novices and they was in the hands of people who don't know what the hell they doing, those animals were completely awesome. No hindsight knows 2020. You can see it back then. But I remember seeing individuals who had certain animals that was bred the Jeep Red Bull way, and they was really performing at a high caliber. But they was performing at a high caliber with people who didn't know what the hell they had. Fast forward, I can see now those dogs didn't belong in the hands of the people who had them. But if those dogs were in the hands of, let's say, the more experienced handlers, they may have went on to be, probably better producers as well as being great dogs. Because it's a lot of Jeep Red Boy dogs that we seen personally. That was Jeep Red Boy crosses, but it was predominantly no three-quarter dogs. They wasn't really 50-50s. They was usually three-quarter dogs or 100% Jeep Red Boy animals. We watched them dogs go on to make just marvelous lifestyles. They wound up being just the greatest that you can pretty much have an understanding to see. And so I'm just pretty much venting that a lot of y'all who like those animals, you have every right to like them. But a lot of individuals who probably put you on to them, they probably don't know what they got. Most likely they don't know what they got. And if you're following them and they're telling you they have the best of this, the best of that, they may have it. I can't sit and say they do or they don't. They may or may not have it. But I would sit and say if you're interested in the Jeep Red Bull line of dogs, pay attention to who you're speaking to about it, and also pay attention to what they're trying to sell you. Because I've been seeing a lot of individuals who will sit and tell you they have sperm off of X amount of dog. Now, I'm not finna sit and say which dogs they have because I know for full-fledged they're lying. I know for full everything that those individuals are lying to your face because I remember when those dogs were born. I remember when those dogs made the name, and I remember when those dogs ended up dying. And I also remember that the people in the camps who had those particular dogs, they weren't thinking about long term breeding. They wasn't thinking about doing any type of semen collection back then. Because even though semen collection is pretty big today, it was nowhere near that big back then. And I can tell you from just experience right now, to collect semen off an animal today in 2023, it's going to run you about maybe $1,000 max, or in that ballpark range. And if that's the case, and you got a dog that was born in the 70s and he wound up dying in the late 80s, and he had children who was born in the early 80s, and they ended up dying in the I'm sorry, he got children who were born in the mid to late 80s, and they ended up dying in the mid to late 90s. Do you really feel that the individuals today in 2023 have sperm off of those dogs from the 90s? Now think about it. The camps who had those animals, they weren't well off financially, all of them, not all of them. A few of them had the money to do what they were doing, but think about it. You got to look at interest rate and you got to look at inflation. $1,000 today was the equivalent of, I don't even know. I don't even know what the interest rate is. But if it's $1,000 a day and a particular camp is selling puppies today for $600, $800, do you think that they had at least $4,000 or $5,000 in the 90s to collect sperm off a dog that they don't know could do what? Do you think? I may be wrong. I may be wrong. I have no idea, man. Not that I don't give a damn. I'm just trying to put you on as the starter kit works for anybody, but a lot of people didn't recognize that starter kit in the 90s. They just recognized that they was living in the moment. Not too many people was able to sit and capture that particular moment and go on to 2023 and have something available for the public. And so if you're thinking that they have something available for you from the 90s, it's a bridge that it's a lot of bridges that can be sold in the desert. You know what I'm saying? So this is just me giving my insight to you about how I feel of the starter kits, man. Anybody can get that dog. Anybody can have those dogs. Anybody can use those dogs and look magnificent. But take heed to the individuals who run other things outside of that. Those other bloodlines take a little bit finesse and a little bit chest work. You got to figure out how to tinker that, as to where the Jeep Redboy dog, you can just hop in and go. That's like a Lego set that just snap together, and you can pretty much Lego set your house and put it together. You ain't got, but it don't need no screws, don't need no tools. Just snap and go. That's what the Jeep Redboy dogs is. And if you don't want to work, get that dog. I would suggest anybody get that type of animal, and you can hit the strip and you can get to rolling and moving. But if you want to have a little bit of an understanding of what you're doing, to have some say so, to feel as if you're knowledgeable in what you're doing,
Put me in the game. I can play games and I move every game. And them ballers slanging them.
Yeah.
you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, man. Cut your stuff in the background, damn, man. Because we live right now.
I can hear you, man. You make it up. Yeah.
Can you hear me now? Am I breaking up? We good?
Hey, the phone saying low.
Hold on, let me see something right fast.
The phone saying real low.
What about now? I'm gonna move all this.
I heard you say, what about now?
So you hearing that right now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Turn your stuff. Turn up some.
Let me
Yeah.
turn my stuff up. Here we go.
Okay.
What about now? We should be okay for now. We should be okay for now. Am I coming in and out, or can you hear me pretty good?
You came in good right there when you said, am I coming in and out?
Okay, good. I had to move the microphone up a little more closer. There we go now, baby. Well, since I got my man on the line right now, I want y'all to understand and hear his particular reason of what he considers that. Now, before you got online, we've always spoke about this here. What do we call the Jeep Redboy dogs?
Oh man, starter kit, man. That should get in. That should get in pre-card.
Get you right in the back door, don't it, boy? Oh no, it get you. It get you in the front door.
Oh yeah, man. It put you right in there, man.
So give me a couple of famous little Jeep Redboy dogs, because I already gave them a little bit of insight, but give a little bit of insight of the Jeep Redboy dogs you remember from back in the Gap when we was younger.
Man, shit, there was so many of them. They flooded the market, man. Yeah, man, they people favorite groceries, man. They basically shit. I remember I remember Grand Champion AC. Man, the Pro Line, Mercy dogs, man, made an impact. I remember the Tab dogs went fucking berserk all over the country at one time, man. I mean, yeah, they just Redboy shit, that old classic shit keep running like old trucks, man. Motherfuckers keep putting them shoes up, lacing them up.
Just like the Cortez, boy, the dope man.
Yeah, man.
Put them boys.
Man, it take years of no skill for a novice to get into them. See, you know, like I said, it's like paint. Yeah, you're coloring. I take it up. We'll say coloring. Some people like
this.
Yeah. Some people like to color with regular crayons. Some people like to color with water paint. Some people like to color with pastel. You know. Some people only learn to do it with crayons. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I already said this. Yeah,
some people only learn to do it with crayons, man. That's okay. You still getting your picture colored. You know what I mean?
Yep. Look, and you ain't even got to stay in the lines, because there's no lines on the inside. Long as you stay in the lines on the outside, which that one circle, you good to go.
Yeah, that's it.
Man, see, this is what I was telling everybody about. I was sitting there telling about how the Jeep Redboy dogs, how we don't bother with it because of the specific Redboy we wound up seeing back in the Gap that would overtake a bloodline. It would overtake the bloodline and just saturate it, which pretty much scared the hell out of me when I seen them dogs. You remember them Edmondson dogs? Them little Redboy dogs would overtake every damn thing. And since they would overtake everything, it made it to where I didn't want no parts of them type of Redboy dogs whatsoever.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Like I said, we seen to the point where it could do two things, and we knew it could definitely present itself as so strong that it could take away from the other parts of the whole puzzle. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. It take away from.
It take you backwards.
And once it hop in there, you can't do nothing about it.
Yeah, y'all know what you're risking playing with this stuff, but like I say, shit, it take really no skill to use it. So.
And so if it take no skill to use it, how is it so many people are able to utilize this shit?
Say it again if you're stuck in the low again.
I say if it doesn't take no type of skill to get these dogs and be something prevalent in it, how is it today that anybody can get in there and look like they know what they doing?
Oh man, shit! It's because it was the way the game had went at the time. You know what I'm saying? And when the legit true fanciers were abundant in the game, you know, back in the early 2000s, later 90s, man, when shit hit the fan in the game, man, it was a lot. It was bloodlines that was at their height at the time when the shit started coming down, and it was bloodlines that were making their way up to the top, and there was some, G Redboy was one of the ones at the top, man. It was already in full swing at the height of the game, and it was at its legitimacy before all the governing bodies and everything shut down, and everybody had to go get the fuck out the way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but what's even more wild is that this here is the 2023. Jeep was dog born in the 70s. That shit's still making noise today. Say it
again.
I said Jeep was a dog that was born in the 70s, It's 2023 and people still use those bloodlines today strongly.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, my man Honey Bun said all Red Boy dogs to take over except Cottonham, which is what it is.
You said all of them what now?
He said all the Red Boy bloodlines will take over when you breed them, except for Cottonham, which is what it is.
Oh, I mean, he clearly know a little something.
Yeah, my man know.
He know to come in there. Yeah, he know to come in there and take over. And like you say, if you don't know what you're doing with that shit, it'll take over.
Yeah, I like
simple as that. That's real.
I rock with the Honey Bunch, man. He know what he talking about because the
I
Cottonham.
think the second time I heard you mention that cat, man. I think that cat kind of got it ear to the street, man. You know what's up.
Yeah, I mean, as you can see, you sit and read his chat. He know what he did with the Stonewall and everything. I mean, we gonna respect that. No, he like his little Jeep Red Boy dogs. Even though I be talking cash about it, he like how they go. He a Stonewall man, but he's a bulldog. So we respect those type of individuals, no matter what you're bringing, man. As long as you like what you're bringing and you true to it, we love it.
Oh yeah, man. Like I said, man. You know, again, everything is shit. You know, ain't no line under the sun. Ain't nobody put their hands on, man. Like I said, if you can get it from, you know, reputable source, man, it's so hard. You know, when everybody rocking polo, man, it's hard to know where to get the quality polo. You know what I'm saying?
You don't want the one with that big ass logo, huh?
Yeah, you gotta go make sure you ain't getting that You don't want that man. You don't want that USPA that shit with that old crazy shit on there, man.
Yeah. It will be a little bit of an issue when you wind up pulling that one out of there, boy. It will be a little bit of an issue. You wind up pulling that one out of there.
Yeah, man. That phone busting up.
Oh, my bad, man. My bad. That's the microphone, man. Don't even worry about that. Don't even worry about that. Keep it rolling.
Yeah, there we go.
That's just me playing around on the microphone. I'm not even in the mic like I'm supposed to be, man. That's all.
I got you. Whatever you been doing, I hear you clear.
Yeah. Because I'm sitting there looking at the pedigrees right now. Dogs, I was telling them about the Jeep Red Boy dog. I was also letting them know about how the best that I think came from it was when they had wound up putting the Jeep Red Boy dogs over the Rascal Blood, which pretty much made the Weird Jack dog, which made the Talon dog, which made the Dino dog. All them dogs. I like that.
Yeah.
Because even before then, Jeep dogs, I told them off top, them was some ugly little dogs, man. I wasn't a fan of how they looked. They was little gouges, little long lips, little funny looking heads. They didn't look all that good. They got the job done, but they wasn't looking all that good now.
Oh yeah, in this game, you know how it go, man. You never know what that package gonna come in.
No, and all you can do is respect it.
All you can do is respect it when it comes. You never know what the hell that package might look like. They send you that motherfucker.
Man, and say when they come in, all you can do is just sit and say, man, look what the stork brought, because they gonna bring it.
Yeah.
Because he gonna drop it on your lap. Here you go.
Yeah.
So give me some insight, man. What's your take on the Red Boy Jeep crosses? Like, what's your take outside of them being a starter kit and for anybody? If you had to start over with any bloodline, would you go to that still, or would you go with something else if you didn't already know what you know now?
Man, like I said again, some people know how to do generic things. Some people know how to do specific things. You know what I mean? You got jobs that's general. You got your jobs that's specific. You know what I mean? Or you got, and me knowing so much, detail into the specifics of, DNA, bloodlines, and work, man. Now, I wouldn't personally. But for a person that wasn't as versed as myself, shit, I sent them to go get started so they wouldn't get discouraged. You know what I'm saying? That, some shit take a little more know-how. But with that, if you just beginning, man, catch you a flavor, man. You got to start somewhere. See, I don't knock them for starting. Got to start somewhere.
See, this is. I haven't even said none of this, man. But you see that we pretty much like minded. I've been saying this exact same thing. It don't take much effort to figure out them animals at all. And if you don't want to learn nothing too heavy, you can do that. It's almost like just adding and subtracting. You ain't gotta do no multiplying, no dividing. It's just adding and subtracting. The Jeep Redboy dogs is for any novice. Now understand, even though a novice will look good with that dog, like I have been stressing, a novice will look good with that dog. Those dogs are very compatible and very competitive animals, especially in the hands of somebody who knows what they're doing. They become, if you pay attention to Dragon Ball Z, they like Super Saiyans, and somebody know what they're doing with them dogs. Because they can work in the hands of anybody who don't know what they're doing. So just imagine you being an expert and you decide you want to pick.
Yeah, but that's part of the nostalgia what make them so popular. Is that's the point. You can be you know what I mean? You can be real, average in the knowledge of the game, and man, you can go get you one of them, man, and you spinning. You know what I mean? But again, once you get to learning everything, learn all the ins and outs of this shit, and you find out you got a Jeep Redboy dog or Redboy Jeep dog, just like the rest of the 2.3 million motherfuckers across the United States. You realize you're in a big ass swimming pool with 1,000 motherfuckers from green jokers all the way to experienced veterans who use it. So, I mean, to me, it's hard to impress with it because it's so much of it out there. So, to make yours better than the next man's? If you don't know his work personally, hell, you can get the shit from anywhere because it's all over the damn. It's easy to get. It's not hard to get. Period. It's just the line ain't, G Redboy crossing out. It's been working so long that, man, like I said, hey, man.
There you have it. There you have it. Look here, man. I couldn't stress this no better than what than what my man is sitting here saying. I couldn't stress this no better. It don't take effort to get them animals, but if you do know what you're doing, you can be a real competitive force in whatever you decide to put that animal in, period. It doesn't matter. Those are great animals. They're better in the hands of people who know what they're doing, but they also is good enough in the hands of people who don't know at all what they're doing, who's sitting there pretty much what they say on the streets. They be play pimping. This is what they doing. They look good, but they not the best that they can be in the hands if it was you, because I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, man, the G Redboy like the Glock of guns, man.
There we go.
It's gonna go bang when you goddamn squeeze the trigger, but you can't act like it's just pure gun excellency, but it is reliable. You know what I mean? Like it's like the G Redboy like the Glock of the Bulldogs, man. It's just it's reliable. It's gonna work. You can get you one and you in there. You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly.
But you still that you didn't go get an FN5 more, it's stuff that's more ergonomic, more real talk. Just like that.
You got something that everybody got. Not that it ain't special. You just gonna have to make yours special. You in the pool with a whole lot of guppies or a whole lot of sharks, all y'all swimming in the same lane. So
yeah, man.
No, it's gonna be difficult to stand out when you having a Jeep Redboy dog. It's gonna be difficult to stand out because so many people who are lesser or even better than you are showing their ass with theirs. And if you don't have no marketing skills and no advertising skills about you, man, you just pretty much finna have your dog just go out the window, man. You might as well just leave him alone. He just a pet. No matter how great he is, he just a pet when you trying to put him into the market of a lot of saturation and you don't know how to market that animal. Because the people who are less than you, they know how to market those dogs. And they are. That's the reason why you're noticing them everywhere. Because people who knew how to put the dog together without having to put the dog together was able to put the dog out into the public and had people thinking that they knew exactly what they was doing, even though they didn't. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So look here, man. This your boy Nick Love in the K9 Pro. So I just wanted to chop it up with y'all just for a little bit to give y'all my little personal opinion. I appreciate y'all standing online with me, hearing what I'm saying. I appreciate y'all chopping up with your boy in the chat. Let me know how y'all feel. Next go round, I'm gonna put together a little bit more. I'm a little bit more specific.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely revisit this, man. We're gonna revisit this one.
We gonna hop back on here. I'm gonna let the chat come
Yeah,
in.
we're gonna revisit this one.
Come in online and chop it up with me too, and y'all can give me y'all personal opinions. Matter of fact, y'all can actually give me y'all pedigrees and let me look through them because you saw what I was doing. I was looking all up and down through pedigrees because I like looking at them because I get a pedigree before I will a dog firsthand because I kind of know what I'm looking for. So if y'all feel that your Jeep Redboy dog is the best, no, send it to me. Send it to me in my DM. Let me look through the pedigrees. I don't want to judge it. I just want to see what you're dealing with. But until then, it's your boy Nick Love and the K9 Proceeds, man. I'm going to holler at you boys later. Peace out.